Hello, this is Pat Cahill from Pat Cahill Metalworks, and today we're going to have a little fun making pin. Sort of hopefully spring's coming, so I thought I'd make a springy type pin. And what it is a little egg, like an Easter egg, and it has a pin on the back. And they're easy to make, and they make wonderful little gifts. This one I tried to do like a robin's egg with a robin's egg blue, and that, it has little specks of brown in it. So you can do anything you want, but they're fun. They're pretty easy. So first off, you cut out egg shapes. I'm using 20 gauge sterling silver. Now with sterling silver, you can't use your transparent enamels, so you have to use opaque, but that's okay. And the first thing I think one should do is to stamp it, and you'll see why in a second. So put my mark on it and my sterling mark. Okay, so that's done. Now I want to dap it a bit, just give it a little bit of a bowl shape. Sure I have the right side. It's going to be, and there we go. So that's the start of my little pin. I was a little concerned with, if you can see this little black mark, it's an indentation. Now, if this wasn't going to be covered up in and that probably happened from something that was on the block. If it wasn't going to be covered up with enamel, I'd be very worried about it, but it's going to be covered up with enamel, so you'll never see it. But I guess things happen. So the next step I want to do is I want to drill a hole to accept my pin in the top of the egg. So if I move over here, one place I can drill. Let me move the camera a little bit. And first let's make a mark where we want to drill. And then we'll use a drill bit. This is going to be a 1mm drill bit. This will correspond to the diameter of wire that I'm going to use for the pin. And the reason I drill, you could just put, where's the pin I'm going to use? You could just solder the pin right on, like that. But then there's two reasons. One is a little bit easier to solder it when it's sitting on its own. This way you'd have to hold it either with a third arm or something like that. And two, if I drill it all the way through and put the solder on this side, any solder blob I'm never going to see, because it's going to be covered up again by the enamel. So that's why I choose to just drill a hole the size of the pin. Now this might be a little tight, but we want it tight too, just to get it in there. Yeah, it fits. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, that's all ready to go. I want to put a point on this. So I'll just file a sharp point on it. Actually, you don't need it too sharp. You don't need it too sharp at all, but it still needs to be a pin-like thing. A lot of times what I do when I make these pins is that I will take off the very sharp point and leave it a little bit duller I think it goes through clothes and fabrics without poking like real holes in it a lot better. I don't know why I think that, but I believe I must have learned it somewhere. So if you just, you still want it a point, but so that should be good. Now there are lots of ways of doing that. Doing this, you can also put this into your flex shaft and spin it on some sandpaper. But I'm not going to do that today. So the next thing I'm going to do is get my soldering station up so I can solder the pin onto the egg. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're ready for soldering, so I'll flux my piece inside and on both sides. And also the pin. I can grab the little guy. Okay, and then put that in there. Need a little help with some pliers. Yeah, it fits in there nice and tight, which is going to be good. Now it's through. And if it goes through farther than you want, you can easily later on just okay, I'm going to want to poke it all the way into this magnesium block. And there's no reason for it to stand up that proud, so there we go. We're still going to take care of it later on by just sanding it down a little bit. Okay, that and a piece of solder right on top. We should be all set. Again, doing it this way really does help in the long run, since you don't have to worry about any solder blobs on the back showing. It's nice to leave your back as nice as possible. Let them worry about how the hell that all happened. There we go. Not that people think that way. Okay, so this is going to go into the quench and then the pickle. And I'll be back when that's done. Okay, so it's out of the pickle. There it is. So we want to take care of that little bump where the pin sticks through. We could easily just white wheel it. You just take it down just a little bit. There's actually no real reason to do it, but there we go. So that should be nice, and definitely won't show through the enamel when we're done. I don't know why I'm doing this, but there's no reason. Okay, so next step is we want to bend our pin, and that's rather easy. Get a round set of pliers, put it down at the end, and then just bend it over. And there's your pin. Simple as that. So our next step is to go on to enameling, and that's really quite fun. I showed you some of the examples over there, but so I don't do a lot of enameling. So what I did, let me zoom out here. What I did is I bought this sample kit from Rio Grande. No, I'm not being paid by Rio Grande. And you get, I think it's like 180 different types of, different colors of enamel. Both opaque enamel, which is what we're going to use today, and transparent enamel. And they all come in these little baggies. I double baggie them. The powder is glass powder, so whenever you use it in its dry state, you definitely want to use gloves. Oops. So I double bag each one of these things, and each one of these things I have all laid out in numerical order so that I can find which one I want. That another thing that you might want to do, I was trying to put this back, but that can wait. No, it goes right there. Another thing you want to do is, if you're really serious about it, you want to take every single one of your colors and fire it on maybe something cheap, copper, so you get an idea of what it looks like, because you never really know. You never really know what it's gonna turn out like. Even though you see pictures in the catalog and it tells you approximately what color it is going to be, it's never given. Things happen. I'm going to put this one back. There. Okay, so let me bring you over to where I'm going to be doing the enameling on our pin, and I'll bring you right back when I have that set up. Okay, we're ready to do some enameling. And again, I'm wearing a mask because we are working with dry enamel. You can also work with wet enamel, and that's probably well, it allows you to do a lot more fine work. But this is just sort of for fun. So I'm going to start out with a base of red. Deliberately put that on there, and then I'm going to put little black polka dots everywhere. And these are tools, sifters that you can get very, very inexpensively. Right. So that's going to be our egg. I have it on a trivet, and from there I can put it into our beehive kiln. I don't know if that's in focus, but or in frame, but I'll move it in frame in a second. And let me get that in frame, so I'm going to cut here for a second. Okay, so that's our little beehive kiln. We use that for ultra light beehive kiln. We use that also for our chembo. And you should wear safety glasses when you're looking at these things. I'm looking at it now. And what happens is it goes through a few phases where as it heats up, it starts to melt and forms what they call orange peel, which is, it's not really melted all the way. It's not a nice glassy look. So I think we're pretty much at that stage now. And so we need to let it go for a little bit. And when it's ready, we'll take it out. So what I do is when I take it out, I put it directly on a nice metal block, and that cools it down rather quickly. just sucks all the heat right out. So I'm looking, well, those colors is very dark, so it's hard to actually see. Especially when you got these glasses on. If I take them off, you're really not meant to be, see, these are the glasses, they're meant to protect your eyes from the radiation coming from the kiln. It's not really radiation, but the bright light can hurt your eyes. So I'm going to try to look at it without, just to see. No, it has a little bit to go. Okay, so I'll cut back when it's ready to come out. Okay, so I think it's pretty much ready to come out, so just take it out. Kiln and, like I said, put it on a nice steel block that will suck off the heat. I'll get this kiln out of the way. Never looks the same in the when it first comes out. The colors need to cool. The thing needs to cool down to really show off what the colors are going to be. So at this point I can get rid of my mask and my glasses. For now, I'm going to turn off the kiln. I'm not going to need that anymore. So, let's see how this is. She said, let me get this organized and bring it back and talk to you a little bit more, and that's about it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so there you have it. Here's our guy that we did today. Here's the other ones I showed you before. They're just nice little pins. Little Easter egg pin, or here's the back. Or just a, a spring pin. An egg pin. They're fun to make, pretty easy to make, and people like them. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.